Lauren used to come down there. You'd have the outrigger canoe, and Lauren had come down with the outrigger canoe. We'd load it up with all his kids and my dad, and we'd go around the cove there below Hobie's old shop, Fisherman's Cove or whatever they call it, where they had the boats, and just load the thing up with abalone. He'd come back in, he'd either bring it home or whatever and trim it, process it, go back down to the park, and at night he'd have abalone feeds and charge people like 50 cents, and you'd get some abalone and a tossed green salad. First time I ever tasted poi was 56 or 57, and his sister Ethel and her husband Joe Kukea, there was Kaheli, Kala, and Melly were the kids, had come over from Hawaii to visit, and Ethel had brought poi with them. And ever since then, I've never tasted poi that had tasted like it did then. It really had this earthy taste to it that you don't get anymore when it's packaged in the plastic bags and processed or whatever they're doing it. They wash it too clean or something. It almost tasted like red dirt or red clay. The friendship that he had with my father, that Lauren had with my father, when my father passed away, that friendship carried over with he and I. And I used to go down and visit with him. And he had cataracts, couldn't see very good, and God, he had like a 4 or 5-way or 10-way heart bypass, and he was on TV for that, one of the first multi-bypasses of the time. I go down to the house, and he's got this small 2-man canoe, it's fiberglass or something. Hey, Ronnie, want to go down to Sano today? And oh, okay. So we load this thing on top of his old pickup truck, camper shell on the back, pull out and onto Capistrano Road or whatever it is, and drive about 200 or 300 feet, and then he looks over at me and he says, you know, I can't see as well as what I used to. You don't mind driving, do you? And it was like, no, not at all, Lauren. And so we traded places real quick. And I ended up driving us down there and then driving back. But then after he used to, when he'd read music, he'd hold it up like this. Afterwards, after he had the eye surgery and everything, God, he had the thing out like that and was like a young kid. It was just unbelievable. Or Pop Proctor's old silver truck. Pop Proctor passed away, and they ended up giving it to Lauren or something, and little Lauren was driving it, and somebody said they saw it coming back from San Onofre on the freeway, and it was doing like 110 miles an hour, and they thought that Pop had a stroke or something and had his foot down on the gas pedal. Oh, I can remember low tide down at Doheny, Marion going out. The kids were just really even more beachier than what we were, and turning over the rocks in Boneyard and finding little octopus. You'd find an octopus, she'd stick her thumbs up and up underneath its head or something, kill it right away. Then we'd run around looking in trash cans for an empty coffee can, fill it full of water, go put it on one of the stoves there at the gas stoves and boil it. Yeah, and you'd have it with a little bit of salt or something, cut it up. It was good. Yeah, my mistake in life was telling Lauren, no thank you, Lauren, I've had enough abalone, I don't care for any more. Or the other one was, God, I've had too many lobster, Lauren, you go ahead and take the rest of them home or something.